You ready? Thank you. I love you too.
Hi everybody and welcome back. This is today's helper. This is Salem. He is going to be our assistant for this video. He's also going to be checking my hair apparently throughout the video. We'll see how long he hangs out. Today we are actually going to be talking about something that's not makeup related but that is related to kind of overall beauty and health in general, and that is skincare. Skincare routines are something that's really personal, but that can also be really complicated to figure out. And over the last 6 to 8 months, I've kind of overhauled my entire skincare routine. So my skincare routine is basically based around the idea of the 10-step Korean skincare routine. And I know 10 steps sounds like a lot, but you aren't going to be doing all of them every single day. And I do vary on this format. This is just a nice framework to work around. So 1 is your oil-based cleanser, 2 is your water-based cleanser, 3 is your exfoliator, 4 is toner, 5 is essence, 6 is your treatments, serums, things like that, 7 is sheet masks or any sort of mask that you're going to use, 8 is your eye cream, 9 is your moisturizer, and 10 is sunscreen. My skincare routine I do on a 3-day cycle, so that way I can get the most potent ingredients in without overwhelming my skin trying to cram them all on there in one day. So down below you will actually find a linked PDF that is color-coded where I have everything written down and broken down by like what day I use it. If it's in black, that means it's something that I use every day. My oil cleanser and my water-based cleansers are going to be the ones that obviously I use every day. Same thing with moisturizers and eye creams. Those I don't change out. Mainly it's my essences, my serums, and my toners that I do change up in that 3-day cycle. So as we go through, I will tell you which one I use on which day, and if there's any specific reason as to why I use that on that particular day. So let's jump right in and talk about the products that I use and what each step does. So first you have your oil-based cleanser. Your oil-based cleanser is mainly meant to get makeup off, get any surface oil off, any dirt left over from the day. Anything that's oil-based is going to come off with that oil-based cleanser. And I really like the IT Cosmetics by Makeup 3-in-1 Melting Cleansing Balm. This is a really nice lightweight cleansing oil. You do apply this to dry skin and kind of work it in so it kind of melts, hence the name, Melting Cleansing Balm. It has a really nice light, almost citrusy smell that's not obnoxious at all. And I did start this one in August, I think, and I have yet to hit end on it. I really like this one. It doesn't leave a residue. The water-based cleansers, and these are going to be your cleansing gels, your foaming cleansers, essentially your normal face wash. I have 2 that I go back and forth between, mainly because one lives at my sink, where I wash my face, you know, pretty much every night, and then one lives in my shower, so that way I don't have to drag the same one back and forth. So this is my sink cleanser. This is the Derma E Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. And then this is the one that lives in my shower. This is the Bioderma Mild Cleansing Foaming Gel. I have no real strong particular feelings about either of these. They're okay, you know, they're not fantastic, but my main requirement for my water-based cleanser was that I did want something a little more gentle, something without a lot of fragrances, but is capable of getting a little bit of a deeper clean. Then our 3rd step is exfoliators. We have 2 main types of exfoliators. We have our chemical exfoliators, and then you have physical exfoliators. Physical exfoliators are probably what most people are more used to. That's the actual like scrubby stuff. I do have one that I like to use for this, which we'll get into, but I do want to spend a couple minutes talking about chemical exfoliators. Because chemical exfoliators I've actually developed a real love for over the last 6 months. So AHAs and BHAs are 2 main kinds of chemical exfoliators. AHA stands for alpha hydroxy acid, BHA stands for beta hydroxy acid. They can work in tandem with each other because they do different things. Alpha hydroxy acids, or AHAs, work on the surface of the skin and they help increase cell turnover, whereas BHAs work underneath the skin and are better at purging all that yucky stuff that, you know, causes blackheads, whiteheads, all that stuff out. You can use them both together, but definitely be careful. If you're new to chemical exfoliators, start with one and then kind of slowly work your way up. I really like using chemical exfoliators. On my day 1 of my skincare cycle, I do use chemical exfoliators. I have 2 here. I have an AHA and a BHA. So this is our 2 products. Our AHA is from The Ordinary, and that is our glycolic acid toning solution. You just put this on a cotton pad, run it over your face. And then our AHA is from CosRx, which is a Korean brand, and that is the BHA Blackhead Power Liquid. Again, I usually use these together. They work pretty well together because one kind of helps loosen up the dirt that then the other one helps get rid of. But again, start slowly, work your way up. So I use these both on day 1. If I feel like my skin needs it, I might use a physical exfoliator on day 2 or day 3, and that is not all the time. That is like if I've been outside, like at the Ren Fest, which I know is going on right now, or something like that, that my face just feels grimy, I might use a physical exfoliator to help kind of top that off. But I try to be really careful to not overdo it. When I do use a physical exfoliator, I do use the Tarte Friction Stick. I just talked about this in my January favorites video. It's really nice. It is an exfoliator in a stick form that you just kind of rub on your wet face after you cleanse, smush it around, rinse it off. Really nice, easy peasy, does the job really well. But again, that's a maybe on day 2 or 3. My chemical exfoliators are always on my day 1. So step 4 is toners, and I do have 3 different toners that I cycle through, mainly because one is specifically meant to go with those chemical exfoliators, and then the other 2 I've kind of tailored to what serums I'm using. So on day 1, I use the Mizon AHA BHA Daily Clean Toner. I wait about 20 to 30 minutes after putting on my chemical exfoliators before I apply this. This is going to help neutralize my skin back out, help it balance it out a little bit, so that way the serum that I put on isn't automatically neutralized by the acids that I've put on my face beforehand. So between that waiting time and then using this to help balance my skin back out, that way the serum is most effective. So I only use this one on day 1. On day 2, I use the doTERRA Pore Reducing Toner. This has lavender, ylang ylang, and German chamomile in it. I was going to say geranium chamomile, that's not a thing. German chamomile in it. I like this one. The only thing is it does have a little bit of a strong scent. I do like that it has the essential oils in it, which do help soothe the skin a little bit if for some reason after day 1 from the chemical exfoliants, if my skin feels a little irritated, this does help with that. And then on day 3, this is my Fun Day toner. This is actually, I think, my favorite of the 3. This one is the Skin Food Premium Peach Cotton Toner. This one is to help control oils, and this one smells so good. It smells like, and I know I've heard people say this and it made no sense until I actually smelled it. It smells like carbonated peach soda, or like carbonated, like peach fizzy candy. It smells so good. So this is kind of my Fun Day toner. This is the one that, you know, I really look forward to using, but I only use this one on day 3 because the other 2 definitely have very specific purposes. So the next step is essences, and essences are almost like a serum but waterier. They're a targeted treatment for the face that helps prep the skin for whatever serum you're putting on it. I do have a couple that I cycle through here, 2 that I use every single day, and that is, I start with the Misha Time Revolution First Treatment Essence. This is actually made from fermented yeast, which is actually a really good ingredient for the skin. If you've ever heard of the brand SK2 and you look up their essence and it's like $197, it's insanely expensive. This is a really good dupe for that. There's been a lot of studies over the last few years about fermented ingredients and that they're, you know, what benefits they have for the skin. So I always use this one on all 3 days, and I follow it up all 3 days with the Misha Vitamin B12 Double Hydrop Booster. This one I'm not as crazy about. When I don't use this one, I don't miss it a whole lot. It is a little bit thicker, almost more like a jelly consistency. But, you know, who knows, maybe, you know, when I run out of it, I'll really miss it. But these 2 are the 2 essences that I use every single day. On days 1 and 2 of my routine, I also then use the CosRx Hyaluronic Acid Hydra Power Essence. Hyaluronic acid is really good for rehydrating the skin. It helps the skin retain moisture and helps it have a more plump appearance. So this one's a really good one to help put back in some of that hydration that the acids may have stripped out of it, or that, you know, if I over dried my skin, if I got a little overzealous with the chemical exfoliants, this helps kind of even it back out. So I use this on day 1 and day 2. On day 3, I use the Benton Snail Bee High Content Essence. And what this is it is actually a combination of snail mucin, or snail secretions, and bee venom. But both snail mucin and bee venom are ingredients that work as a little bit of an anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant. They help with erasing fine lines and signs of UV damage, and they both help with cell repair. So they kind of help undo some of the damage that we do on a daily basis. So this I only use on day 3. It is a little bit thicker, which is why I use it on my a little bit shorter skin routine days. Then up next, here's where I go a little bit out of order. I do sheet masks next. Usually on day 3 is when I do sheet masks. I will put one in if I feel like my skin really needs it on another day, but usually day 3 is the day I like to take a little bit of extra time and do a sheet mask. These are the Air Light masks from Etude House. I just pulled one that I have. This is the snail one for smoothing and firming. These masks are actually really, really thin. They are only 0.2 millimeters thick, so it doesn't feel like your face has like a big cotton cloth on it. You don't feel like you're suffocating, and they're not crazy slimy. They're just nicely coated in essence, juice, whatever you want to call the serum that's in there. I do like doing this step before serums on day 3 when I do my sheet masks. You can do it the other way around. I've just found that I like the feeling on my skin better when I do the sheet masks and then the serum. So next up is serums and treatments, and this I do cycle by day. I have one for day 1, I have one for day 2, and then I actually have 2 that I pair together on day 3. So on day 1, the same day I do my chemical exfoliants. Remember I said that I wait about 20 to 30 minutes between applying those chemical exfoliants and then toning. Part of the reason why is the active ingredient that's in the serum that I use. So I use a vitamin C serum on day 1. Vitamin C is really good for helping even out skin tone, helping minimize some discolorations. It aids in cell turnover a lot, and this was actually one of the first skincare ingredients that I really did start working into my skincare routine because I noticed a difference. So I'm currently using the Mad Hippie Vitamin C serum. But there are plenty of companies that make a really good vitamin C serum, some that are really expensive, some that are really affordable. So definitely check around for that. You can find a vitamin C serum you like. And again, more than anything is that if you are using a chemical exfoliant and then a vitamin C serum, make sure that you wait 20 to 30 minutes in between to allow your skin to kind of balance back out. Otherwise, your vitamin C serum is not going to be doing any good. On day 2, I use a vitamin A serum. This is also from Mad Hippie. Vitamin A is actually retinol, and retinol should be an ingredient that sounds pretty familiar to everybody. That is because retinol is what we consider like the king of anti-aging ingredients. It is an antioxidant. It does make the skin a little bit photosensitive, so it is better to use it at night, and it is definitely better to start slow with retinol. Work it in really slowly. Start with once a week, max. In the evening, make sure you wear sunscreen the next day, and slowly start working your way up. Don't jump right in using it every day, morning and night. Your skin will regret it. Start slow. That's the best way to do it. And again, there are a lot of companies that have started making retinol serums. I know The Ordinary has a couple that are really inexpensive and affordable. They're really good. I started with the Mad Hippie one because this was one that did not have a lot of reviews saying that it fried people's skin when they first used it. It seemed like a very user-friendly first time dipping into the retinol pool product. So that's my day 2 serum. That's when I use the pore reducing toner from doTERRA. Then I use the vitamin A serum after that, not the vitamin C, the vitamin A. Then on day 3, I have my kind of fun little cocktail. This is actually a serum from Skin Inc., which is a Japanese company. This is actually a little custom created thing. It came with like 3 little bottles of serum and you get to mix them together. It's very mad scientist. I can't say that I would repurchase it again. I don't know that I've seen that much of a difference, but it was really fun. And I'll definitely use it while I have it. And this is a combination of French pine bark, vitamin B3 or niacinamide, and then ceramides. Both niacinamide and ceramide both help protect skin and help protect the moisture barrier of skin. Ceramides help seal it in, niacinamide helps replenish it. And then French pine bark is meant to help minimize blemishes, things like that. So that's the first serum that I use, and then I do top it off with the Mizon Hyaluronic Acid 100 serum. Again, hyaluronic acid is just going to help rehydrate the skin. So day 3 is kind of my skin recovery day, between the Benton Snail Bee essence and then the hyaluronic acid, the niacinamide, and the ceramides. It's the day that, you know, I kind of replenish everything that I might have accidentally taken out if I got a little overzealous or if I've just been particularly rough on my skin that day. So next is eye cream, and I have 2 eye creams. I have one that I use in the morning and then I have one that I use at night. My morning eye cream is the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. This is a caffeinated eye cream, so it helps decrease puffiness. It's also really good for if you're like me and you sometimes don't get all your eye makeup off at night despite how hard you try to get it off. If you end up with like raccoon eyes in the morning, the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream is really good at cleaning up those dark circles that may be left under your eyes from makeup. In the evening, I use a little bit of a thicker eye cream, something that's a little more targeted to taking care of the skin around my eyes, something that's not necessarily going to focus on depuffing. So right now, I'm currently using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream. Again, not super strong feelings about it. My main requirement for eye cream is just that it does not break me out under the eyes, and so far so good. So next we get to moisturizer, and again that's going to be a step that a lot of people are really familiar with. I do have 2 moisturizers, one for the morning, one for the evening. In the morning I generally use something lighter that's more like a gel or lotion consistency, something that can just kind of smooth out my skin if I decide to wear makeup that day, or something that I can put on under sunscreen. Again, just to help hydrate the skin. So right now I'm currently just using the Boscia Cactus Water Hydrating Cream. It's like a jelly kind of consistency. It smells really good, it smells really fresh, and I just got it in a Sephora box and I figured why not use it and see if I like it. At night is when I go with the heavier cream, and I can hear the moans even before I hold this product up. I know this product is expensive, but I have used it probably for the last 5 years or so, and I notice a difference. Again, I do have eczema and psoriasis, and for me this has helped control some of the flare-ups from that. And that is the La Mer Creme de la Mer. Again, this is insanely expensive. This is a ½ ounce jar that I think is about $80. Because I only use this at night, and because you use so little, this has lasted me about a year. So if you factor in all the moisturizers you might be going through in that time, it's worth it for me. If you have problematic skin, or if you have skin that's really touchy, I do recommend giving it a try, even if it's just once and you decide you don't like it. The idea behind La Mer is that there was a chemist who actually, he got chemically burned, I believe, in a lab accident gone wrong, and I swear this is not the premise of a horror movie. And in order to help heal his burns, he created the creme de la mer, and he did that with the recipe is kept incredibly secret and guarded, but the idea is that essentially it's created from marine sea kelp, algae, and ingredients like that that are made actually in tandem with the lunar cycle. Again, some people swear by it. I'm kind of in that group. I really think it's made a difference in my skin, but definitely, you know, check out, do your own research. It is a hefty price tag, but for me, I think it's worth it. So now we are down to the last step, and that is sunscreen. Again, this is something that obviously you would only use in the morning. I have 2 sunscreens here. One is Japanese, one is Korean. And the reason why I like these a little bit better than the sunscreens that you find in the normal drugstore or in the normal grocery store is that they actually have like a water base to them. So they don't leave that like thick, sticky, almost oily residue behind on your skin. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a mask or like you've just put like Elmer's glue on yourself. It leaves a very, very thin consistency. It's almost more like a regular moisturizer than a sunscreen. So the Korean one that I have here is from Etude House. Again, this is the same company that the sheet masks that I really like come from. So the Etude House Sun Prize Must Daily with an SPF of 50. This one's really good. There's not a huge amount of scent to it, but it feels really light and nice on the skin, and it does last. It doesn't, you know, wash off with sweat, so you don't have to go crazy thick and heavy to get that sweat-proof sunscreen. The other one is actually by a brand that should be really familiar. It is the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence, also with an SPF of 50. This one is the Japanese variation. I don't think they make this exact one available in like a US drugstore, but below I will leave a couple of sites where I get kind of my Korean and Japanese skincare products. And I do have a couple extra things to feature in here as well. One of them is actually available at your local CVS. I definitely recommend next time you are in CVS, get a pack of these. They are wonderful, magical things. And that is the Peach Slices Acne Spot Dots. These are little like hydrocolloid bandages, you know, like the things that you would use on like a blister. So they're little hydrocolloid patches that when you get a zit, you pop one of these on at night, and then when you wake up in the morning, it almost looks like the patch has like sucked everything out of the spot. That is not what happens, but that's what it looks like. So what really happens is that it creates a seal over the spot, and the hydrocolloid absorbs any secretions or gook that may come out of the spot. And by creating that seal over it, it keeps it from drying out and crusting and turning all scabby and yucky. Because that's when things get really hard to cover with makeup or something like that. Or that's when they end up getting like really itchy and uncomfortable. So these are miracle things. I love these to death. Again, this is the Peach Slices Acne Spot Dots. They are at CVS. Go buy them. You will love them. And last but not least is actually a multivitamin. And again, this is something that you don't have to have this specific one. Find a multivitamin that works for you, making sure that, you know, you have the correct nutrients in your body will automatically help your skin. I'm really liking the Halo Beauty Hair Skin Nails Booster. This is the one that Tati Westbrook on YouTube put out. Part of what I'm really liking about this one is it does have the biotin and stuff that helps hair and nail growth, but it does also have the B complex with it that helps minimize, you know, the potential for breakouts that might come with the biotin. Again, you don't have to go the whole hair, skin, nails route, but just find a multivitamin that works for you and something that you can take that won't like upset your stomach or anything. So yeah, that is our big skincare routine spiel. I know this was a really long video, so thank you for sticking in there. If you have any requests on, you know, for more details about any of these products, anything like that, let me know. I did attach a few links below that I think are helpful, so let me know what you think. If you have any questions, again, I'm not a chemist or anything, but this is just what I found that works for me. It's not a be-all end-all, it's just something that I found that works for me. So go ahead and like this video, leave any comments below, any questions that you have, or any requests of other skincare videos that you'd like to see. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next time, and it looks like Salem has come back to finish out the video with us. So wave bye, Salem! Bye!